All right, so we have to quickly check back here with Carly. Kristen was out yesterday, not feeling so great. So Carly calls us up yesterday, and she was telling us that because I had made the challenge to women yesterday to have your man up.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Like if there's a situation going on in your life with your mother-in-law or there's somebody at work, like he comes home every day and he's complaining about work, but he won't stick up to his boss, that today is the day you demand he does something, take some kind of action. And I called it Man Up Day. And she was saying, Carly was telling us yesterday that this had everything to do with her mother-in-law. Hey, Carly.
Hi.
Hey, just really quickly, because Kristen wasn't here yesterday. What's the problem with the mother-in-law and how she's disrespected you?
Yeah, so just for about 5 years at this point, my mother-in-law has just been so disrespectful, just especially with my parenting, with our son. She's just always oh, you don't know what you're doing. And she's just always making these rude comments. And she's doing it in front of my husband. And he's just sitting there and not sticking up for me.
Okay, so yesterday when you were done with us, you were going to go to your husband. You're going to go, dude, man up today. All right, you got to stick up for me and the family. So did you do that? And how did he take it? And did he do any action at all on it?
Yes, I did it. So last night I confronted my husband and I told him that I was done being disrespected by his mother and that he needed to man up and just have my back. I laid it all out, how I've put up with her passive-aggressive comments, her constant criticism of my parenting, and the way she just outright disrespects me in front of people. And most importantly, I told him that his silence was just as bad as her words.
Ooh. You told him.
Good on you. Okay.
And that's the truth, Carly. You're literally just speaking your truth.
Yes, exactly. At first, he did what he always does and tried to downplay it. Oh, that's just how she is, or she didn't mean anything by it. But I wasn't having it. I told him straight up, if you don't stand up for me, you're telling her it's okay to treat me this way. And I will not spend the rest of my life being humiliated while my own husband stays silent.
Good for you.
Dude, I feel the empowerment in the phone. I can tell she's been holding that in for a while.
Yes. Okay, so did he do anything with that?
Well, I told him, I'm like, you're gonna FaceTime your mother right now in front of me and tell her that this stops today. At first, he tried to stall. He was like, can we talk about this later? No. Maybe I should do it in person? No. So he was just making excuses, always avoiding confrontation, and I wasn't letting him do it this time. So I grabbed his phone, opened FaceTime, and handed it to him. I'm like, call her now.
Okay.
Web.
Keep going.
So, well, she answered, and she was all smiles. I could tell, my husband was hesitating. I could see him, start to cave in. So I folded my arms and just stared at him.
This is a hostage situation at this point, right?
It is.
So he took a deep breath and finally said, Mom, we need to talk. She immediately became concerned, oh no, what's wrong? And then he did it. He told her, you've been disrespecting my wife for years and I should have spoken up a long time ago. It stops now.
And her reaction?
Well, mind you, I was on the other side of the phone, so I couldn't see her face. But this woman had the audacity to say, what are you talking about? I love your wife.
And?
Thankfully, he didn't let her gaslight her way out of it. Yeah. So he was like, Mom, you constantly criticize her parenting. You put her down in front of people. You make jokes that aren't funny. And I've let it happen, but I'm done with that.
And now how'd she try to spin that?
Well, she said, oh, so she put you up to this?
Of course she did.
Here we go. Yep. And?
But he shut it down. He was like, no, I put myself up to this because I realized I've been failing as a husband and I won't let you talk about her like this anymore.
Okay.
That's the
Good
one
for
right
him.
there. Yeah, he stepped up.
Now, there's no way, at this point, she has to, understand that he means business.
Yeah, for sure. At first, she tried the whole, oh, I'm just an old school mom. I didn't mean anything by it. But he didn't budge. He told her if she couldn't respect me, then he'd be spending a lot less time around her.
Okay.
Wow.
That man put his foot
All
down.
right.
There you go.
That's what I'm talking about there. All right. So did you feel you got out of that conversation what you wanted?
Pretty much, yeah, because, well, She started playing the victim. She's like, I can't believe you're saying this to me. I've never been anything but helpful. But he didn't let her twist it. He called her out, gave her examples of help, but she snapped.
Good for you. One small step for Carly, one giant leap for wussy husbands everywhere.
Man up day is officially a thing.
You said she stopped or she snapped?
No, she snapped.
Snapped how?
So she was like, so what? You're just going to let her turn you against me? And this was the moment that I needed to hear. His voice was so steady when he said, no, Mom, I'm the one setting this boundary because if you can't respect my wife, then you're disrespecting me.
Oh, dang. Okay.
He just needed a little push.
Yes, he was ready.
Yeah.
Okay.
Carly, don't lie. You were getting a little hot and bothered at that point, weren't you? Like, what do you know about us? When your man sticks up for you like that, that is a major turn on.
I mean, I think he deserves special favors after that, for
Absolutely.
sure. Yeah. Well, good for you. So you think this is going to change things?
Yeah, for sure.
love
Like
it.
the way he stood up for me, it was awesome.
All right, good. Use this as an example, man.
So you guys get off the phone, and then what was it like between the two of you after the conversation ended with her?
Well, when he hung up, I just sat there in shock. He set his phone down, he took a deep breath, and he looked over at me. And it was the first time in 5 years I saw it. He finally chose me.
Oh. Good for you. Okay. That's awesome.
We needed this, all of us. We needed this victory today, Carly.
Good for you, Carly. I'm glad you called initially, and I'm glad you took the initiative, and good for him for standing up, right? He finally manned up.
He did.
That's what we wanted. Thanks, Carly.
The Bert Show.